let's make this masked material. So I'm just going to go on the outside and go to my modes panel here, click on basics, and we're going to drag a plane. So I'm just pressing the space bar and rotating that plane, and we're going to place it here and block out this exit, block out this window completely. Okay, and so press F to center it. Good, and I just create a new material in here. Call it window mask. Open that up and go in my textures where I've got this window black and white square image that I did in Photoshop, and plug that in here. So you can see that I want to plug it into the opacity mask, but it's grayed out. So we just need to go to the main material window and change the blend mode to masked. And that opens up the plug here for us to plug it in. So once that's done, I save, and yeah, good, and then apply it. So you see inside it's already done this kind of window effect. So that's great. What I might just do, so go back to our material before, is give myself a little bit more room on the texture coordinates. So I press U and create this node, and what I'm going to do is put a multiply node with a sampler. So I click S and M for the multiply, S for the sampler, and this gives me a coordinate that will transform into the material instance. So I plug this in and plug that in. I give here a default of 1, a value default of 1, and I'll call it UV multiply. Okay, and then plug this in. So nothing should happen for now, but if I click save and I right click on the material, create my instance material, and put that instead onto the window. When I modify my instance material, I have my UV multiply parameter here, and I can change the number of little divisions in my window. So now if I take my sun and maybe put it back onto, so get rid of my material and put it back onto movable to have a little bit more precise shadows, I see that it's got this effect that I had of a window, and it works really well for low suns, obviously, when we have this pattern coming in to the space. So what the effect that I'm after here, though, is to have this vase maybe against the panes of the window, and the vase and maybe even the armchair, which will be at different softness. Okay, so let's try this. Place the vase here, and so we put that back onto stationary, and we're going to have our area shadows on. And this time I'm going to up the quality of the indirect lighting and click build. Okay, great. So this is good. This is the effect that I was after, this sharp shadow of the vase with this more blurry shadow of the window in the distance. Let's make all our settings maximum. So I'll just put the indirect lighting quality to 4 and set everything here on production and go for another cup of tea. Great, so this is done. I'm really happy with the result. This is what we're looking for, this soft, lovely softness, blurriness of the shadows, and this quite realistic effect of the shadow going from sharp to soft here.